So now let's take a look for usability. Usability is concerned with how easy it is for the user to accomplish a design task and the kind of user support the system provides. So usability comprises the following areas: learning system features, using a system efficiently, minimizing the impact of errors, adapting the systems to user needs, and increase confidence and satisfaction. How the general scenario can looks like. The source, it can be end user, possibly in a he should be the specialist in this role. So in mostly, not in mostly, but we're talking about the user when we are talking about usability. So this is always end user. It's always the source of the stimulus for usability. The stimulus is that the end user wish to use a system efficiently, learn to use the system, minimize the impact of errors, adapt the system. The environment, the user action with which usability is concerned always occur at runtime or at system configuration time. Other time user is not thinking about it. Artifact. The artifact is the system or the specific portion of the system with which the user is interacting. Response. The system should either provide the user with the feature needed or anticipate the user's needs. The response measure. What can be the response measure? The response measure is a task time, number of errors, number of tasks accomplished, user satisfaction, something like this. Now let's take a look for a concrete example. The user downloads a new application and is using it productively after 2 minutes of experimentation. How the concrete scenario can look like. The source, user, stimulus, download a new application, artifact, system, environment, runtime. So the response is user uses application productively. How can we measure this response? Within 2 minutes of experimentation. That's one of the examples how the concrete scenario can look like for usability. Tactics. What kind of tactics it can be? So we can support using. Yeah, this one is just typo. Don't pay attention for it. So it can be support user inactivity or support system inactivity. So, for example, cancel. When the user issue cancel command, the system must be listening for it, and it should drop all other actions immediately. So the command being canceled must be terminated, and any other resources being used by the cancel command must be freed. Undo. Undo to support the ability to undo. So the system must maintain a sufficient amount of information about the system state so that an early state may be restored at the user's request. Pause and resume. When the user has initiated a long-running operation, say downloading a large file or a set of files from a service, it is often useful to provide the ability to pause and resume such kind of operations. Another one tactic is aggregate. So when a user is performing repetitive operation or operation that affects a large number of objects in the same way, it is useful to provide an ability to aggregate the lower level objects into a single group so that operation may be applied to the group. Maybe some examples is needed here. For example, aggregate all the objects in a slide to change the text to the size of the text. So you have to give them ability to make these changes in one single action. For example, I want to change the size of the text. I don't need to change it one by one. I have to aggregate all of them and then make this change. Another one category of tactics is support system inactivity. It contains maintain task model, maintain user model, and maintain system model. So the task model is used to determine context so that system can have some idea of what the user is attempting to provide assistance. For example, the user start from capital letter each sentence. So we have to, and if you will know it and provide such abilities for the user, this is one of the example. Maintain user mode. So this model explicitly represents the user's knowledge of the system, the user's behavior in terms of expected response time and other aspects. Example is maintaining a user model allows the system to save mouse selection so that not all of the documents is selected when the scrolling is required. System model, maintain system model. Here the system maintains an explicit model of itself. So it is used to determine expected system behavior so that appropriate feedback can be given to the user. Generally, that's all for the quality attributes, the main one. It's for sure we didn't cover all of them, but we highlight just most important and that you have to put attention for them. And now we are switching to the questions.